Hello and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. So I'm here on the daily chart, and I mean the price is currently still respecting all Fibonacci areas, levels, relevant parameters here. On the daily time frame, the price remains constrained and capped due to our Fibonacci resistance area. I mean, over the last few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks in the videos, but also in our member live streams, we talked about this rally into resistance towards the point of control. We talked exactly about that, all right? Here, the point of control around 118K was reached. The 61.8 retracement level at around 117,500 was reached as well. An ideal resistance for a B wave, and the rally was also a 3-wave move. So, I mean, the market really did what it needed to do in this rally, and here talked about it every single day with you guys. The risk, at least, was high that we would start a C-wave decline from there. Don't think you'll get many other methods in addition to Elliott Wave that tell you that from this region a pullback was very, very likely. At least we were watching for it. Nobody has a crystal ball, but to identify these pivots, Elliott Wave is really very, very helpful, especially if we use additional indicators like the VRVP indicator, heat maps. We talked about them as well. And basically, for now, the market is doing everything to validate this orange scenario. Yeah. What is the orange count? It is, first of all, an A, B, C structure. And the C-wave projection points towards this 102K level. We could go a little lower. We talked about these moving averages in previous updates. The 200-day moving average and the 1-year moving average, they are coming in here. They are currently located around 96K, 95K. There's also the 55-week EMA in that area. So could very well be that we get another test of that area. I'm not sure if we really will, because the market has done, so far everything it can do to validate this orange scenario, but we haven't got, and that's central, that's really, really important to understand, we haven't got a clear 5-wave move down yet. I would need that, as wave 1 of C and the wave 2 corrective bounce for a 1-2 setup to the downside, which could then set the stage for a 3rd wave decline. And then we can go down like that. This is something that is highly likely, but without a 5-wave move down, we could also still take the higher route. So I think this week we could get a decision there. But on the smaller time frame, there are micro resistance areas that we can watch. I will share that with you. If we get a break above these, then we have an indication that the bulls are taking the lead again. But for now, due to the rejection from resistance, the orange count, which can take us down towards close to 100K, is very, very likely and remains valid. But as I said, to validate it further, I need to see a 5-wave move down. You might hear the dog in the background here, coughing a bit. Now, that's playing out. What else is playing out? Well, people got nervous already about the projected bounce from market cap Bitcoin dominance we talked about. I explained to you this should ideally happen in September, maybe October. What does that mean? I mean, market cap Bitcoin dominance bounce means, first of all, that Bitcoin is stronger than altcoins. It doesn't mean the altcoins have to sell off. It doesn't mean Bitcoin has to go up or down, whatever. That does not really have an impact on the USD charts. It's simply the relation between Bitcoin and the altcoins. And, well, we had a couple of factors here. First of all, Bitcoin reached a Fibonacci support area. I'm actually amazed how well this worked, because the price reached this one, which I actually thought is not so meaningful here, the 23.6 Fib extension. But, well, we touched it and we've bounced. The resistance area, we know that, however, that market cap Bitcoin dominance often reacts to Fib levels. So the resistance is here, 60.3% to 64%. Let's see if we react there, or even if we get there. We don't have to go up very high, but I explained to you this overview in recent videos, hold on, I just need to select the Bitcoin dominance chart here. Bitcoin dominance, not Ethereum. So just to show you the performance again, right, that in September we often already see a bit of a positive development on the monthly returns heat map. but in October, usually it's the best month for Bitcoin dominance. So that makes it only logical to assume that we might form a low in September. Doesn't mean it has to happen in the first half of September. It doesn't mean it, at some point in September, a low is at least likely to form. So that's why we were watching for it. Pointed it already out end of August that we might see a bounce in September. Maybe this is the bounce. It's a bit too early to confirm. I know people have been waiting for it. I'll definitely keep you updated about it. Just something to keep an eye on as we focus on Bitcoin every single day and the altcoin sector, because it can help you understand if, for example, the setups that we see on the lower time frame charts for altcoins, if they have a higher chance of holding or not, maybe, right? Because I can only share with you the structure. Like we had a few 1-2 setups we still have in the altcoin sector, but of course, if Bitcoin dominance is going up, maybe there's a slightly smaller chance of them holding. Yeah, it is just what it is. But I would not necessarily use Bitcoin dominance really to decide if one wants to trade setup or not. It's more like for the macro, the bigger picture. Yeah, not really to track micro movements, because a lot of these setups happen on 1-hour time frames. Anyway, back to Bitcoin and the shorter time frame. So what we see here on the shorter time frame is this pullback, which is currently in 3 waves, which is not a full validation of the orange scenario. To confirm this further, that we are really coming down here, we need a 5-wave move down. And I mean, at the moment, this seems to have come to a halt, this small sell-off. It's not a major sell-off anyway, but this pullback, right? It's a 3-wave move down, and we've reached Fibonacci support. I would need a break above this green signal line at $116,240 for an indication that the bulls are making a comeback. I'm not going to rule that out, especially not as long as we have only 3 waves down, and especially not as long as this pullback looks rather weak, because it is weak. It's not a strong correction. But people are shocked because of the altcoin sector. Again, Bitcoin dominance going up. So altcoins get a little bit of a beating there. Bitcoin is like, okay, it's Monday, right? So it's a 3-wave move down so far. If we can get 5 waves down that break even below 109,477, that's further confirmation for the orange scenario. So those are the levels to watch here. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, make sure you check out our membership options, but also feel free to join us on X for additional updates, charts, news, and much more. Sometimes the updates are released here a little sooner than on YouTube. It's just a bit faster. You can also ask questions. And let's see if we can get this to 40,000 people on this account today. Feel free to join. Thanks so much. See you later. Bye-bye.